Welcome back, viewers at home. Mr. Tinley tuning in right here on INX Prime Channel 345. Quite about to have an exciting conversation with Naazneen Kadir, owner of Makeup with Naaz and South Africa's first halal brow artist. With her pioneering approach to brow artistry, Naazneen is transforming the beauty industry while staying true to her faith and values. Assalamu alaikum, Naazneen. Jazakallah so much for joining us.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Jazakallah for having me.
Now, before we get to how you first became the first South African, brow artist at that, or halal brow artist, I want to find out from you in terms of who is Naazneen and what really, inspired your journey into makeup and hijab styling.
Okay, so I'm Naazneen, the face and hands behind Makeup with Naaz. Makeup with Naaz is basically a professional makeup artistry, and we do hijab styling. And now, as you've mentioned, we've now started the first and hopefully the only for now halal brows in South Africa. My journey with Makeup with Naaz has allowed a lot of women to be in a safe place. So creating a lot of empowerment, a lot of confidence, and just to love what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. I mean, each one of us, are being blessed. And I think with all the social media that's going on, it's very difficult for people to actually be happy with your beauty, with your inner beauty and outer beauty. So that's why we're here.
Quite exciting. And with that being said, when somebody's thinking halal brows, I mean, if left to own narration, then people would just be thinking and not really pinpointing to say what it is all about. And I would like for you to just give us a brief overview in terms of what does halal brows entail, as well as how do they work.
Okay. So halal brows is basically a 100% pain-free way to shape and enhance your eyebrows, and obviously without compromising your deen. A lot of us, would want to wax or pluck or laser. You get all of this way.
Yeah.
It's then compromising, then we have the guilt, and So this is a way of, enhancing your brows. With that said, we basically we map your eyebrows. We then use lightening. It's a lightening technique.
Okay.
So we basically lighten the areas around your eyebrow, which will then enhance the actual shape. You could have a more defined look by then adding a tint thereafter. Yeah, so that's what it is about.
Interesting. And with that being said, is there a story behind halal brows? Is it personal? Is it more observational? Can you take us through really what made you birth this whole halal brows?
Okay, so I think it's a bit of both.
Okay.
It is personal. It's because it all comes back to my clients.
Yeah.
They were looking for a service or a treatment that is permanent, that's a bit longer than you just, going there and, drawing them on or using powder, or all the kind of things that we do. And something that's obviously accepted by our deen, something that we don't have to sometimes let us just tweeze or let us just, and then feel the guilt thereafter.
Yeah,
so this is a halal way, and like I say, it's pain-free. It's also medically safe because when you do remove hair, especially plucking and waxing and that,
Yeah.
you actually do damage the nerve cells around your eyebrows.
Oh.
Eyebrows actually have very high sensitive. That's why it's so painful. Like if you've ever tried it, it's
Okay, I've never
super
tried.
painful. It's
Yeah.
super painful, and that's the reason why. It's because of the nerve endings. So there's no pain. It's medically safe,
Wow.
and it's halal. What more do you need?
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah so
Yes.
much to you, Naazneen. And with that, I want to find out what are the benefits of this technique compared to, as you mentioned, the traditional brow plucking. Because I'm asking this because I find myself where, when I get someone to do my face and suddenly I'm like, hey, don't pluck my brows. And now I want to find out to say, maybe let's say I'm interested in getting my brows done.
Yes.
Can you talk me through some of the benefits outside of the pain? Because you've mentioned now to say it's painless.
Okay. So outside the pain, it's basically creating a refreshed look.
Okay.
A lot of us have really nice brows, and we just don't know it. So it's
Yeah.
basically bringing out what you already have. Another benefit would be it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to actually grow out. So that's not you, like I say, sitting in front of the mirror, drawing it, and then what happens, one is like higher, one is lower, one is straighter, one is curvier. You know the story, you're a woman yourself. We all go through this, and it'll save you time. I mean, we spend a lot of time in front of the mirror trying to perfect these things. And if you have it done, why not? Over and above that, also symmetrical. So using the specific mapping technique, it's very symmetrical. It's perfect in a way. So it will be balanced. It's not like high-low, uncertainty. And then just enjoying it and making the most of, having being friendly and looking gorgeous. Why not?
Certainly so. We are tired of having cousins for brows. It's time we have twins, identical
I
twins.
fully agree with you. That's cute.
And with that being said, for someone who's like tuning in right now, because we know that our channel is not only watched by fellow Muslims, but individuals who are quite, taken by the content that we have every Monday to Friday. I want to ask you to say, who is this service, curated for? Does it mean that anybody can, hit up Makeup with Naz and say, I want specifically halal brows, or is it only for your Muslim niche?
Yes, of course. It's for everybody. As long as you're a woman, you're more than welcome to have your brows done.
Yeah.
If you want that defined look, if you want, and there's different, so I'm giving you a little bit of behind the scenes away.
Okay.
So there's a few different ways that we can do it. If you want a very defined look, a very defined texture look, we can do that. If you want a little bit of an ombre, so if you look at mine, it's slightly ombre, it's a bit more natural. So on the inner side, it's a bit like faint, and then it gets a bit bolder. We can do that as well. So it's for everyone and anyone.
Nice. And now, in terms of how do individuals book you to get this signature look done?
Okay, so I'm based in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
I also do call-outs and collaborations in Johannesburg. You guys can call me on my WhatsApp number, which is 066-413-1262. Alternately, Makeup with Naz, which is my Instagram handle. You guys can book a slot there. I would advise that since it's launch, it's the launch season, it's been crazy. So the sooner and the earlier to get your slot, the better.
I feel sorry because I know it's wedding season now, September, people want to look nice and they're attending a lot of events. You can only imagine how many bookings you are probably getting. And with that, it makes me now wonder to say, when you look at, introducing something that is unheard of, because, we never had this before. And with people knowing that, we ladies like looking beautiful, like looking quite symmetrical, as you mentioned. What has been the response like?
Alhamdulillah, the response has been beautiful. It's been beautifully overwhelming, rather, let me say. There's been a lot of clients that gave me good feedback, good response. I do recall this one client that was like, I look 10 years younger because of that look. Remember, if you look a few years ago, there was having the thin eyebrows.
Yes.
And if you recall that, thin eyebrows actually make you look older. And what tends to also happen is as we age, the growth around our eyebrows and that does slow down. So the treatments that we use does also contain keratin. You know keratin?
Oh.
So then it also helps strength and regrowth, which is a bonus. So yeah.
And speaking about future plans, what are your future plans for Makeup with Naz as well as Halal Brows?
So my future plans, inshallah, is I'm very inspired to grow this into maybe a halal beauty hub, so to say.
Ooh.
So we're not just limiting it to eyebrows. We go all out. We go eyebrows, eyelashes, cosmetics, the whole shebang.
The one-stop
The whole
shop.
shebang, and everything under one roof, going out there, and also empowerment. I'm hoping to do a lot of workshops all around the country for all types of individuals. You get, financially, everyone is feeling the hit. So to assist women to be able to do something, and also without the guilt, to have it done in the halal way.
Spring has sprung. Let your brows also spring along and look very refreshed through, Makeup with Naz, who actually offers halal brows. And I think before I close off our conversation, I want to find out from you, is there anything you'd like to, leave our audience with? It could be a word of advice. It could be a, make sure you hit us up. It could be anything.
Okay, I'd love to. Basically, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us, and beauty is one of our fitras. So, wing it, accept it, and be confident in it. And in this way, with halal brows, you're allowed to be beautiful without compromising your being.
Jazakallah so much for joining us, Naazneen. It has been quite an interesting conversation to have with you tonight in finding out that actually you don't have to spend 15 minutes doing your brows and have them end up looking like something that you just never envisioned and can't even work for your face. But I think now this is a problem of the past because now we have halal brows going for us and it's something that we can look forward to. Jazakallah so much for joining us.
Jazakallah so much for having me.
Viewers at home, you heard it from Prime Live. Here is the plug in terms of no plucking your brows, but certainly redefining them and certainly looking beautiful. And maybe even your husband and your partner will be so happy because now your makeup won't take 2 hours or 1 hour. It could literally be quite seamlessly take 20 minutes, if not less than that. Make sure you do hit up our guests to book your own session for halal brows, and that was Naazneen Kadir, the owner of Makeup with Naaz and South Africa's first halal brow artist. For now, let's head over to an ad break. We'll see you just after this.